Hello everyone, welcome to FameWorld Educational Hub. Myself Aishwarya Saxena, and today in this video I am going to discuss about the service model. We have already discussed about the deployment model in the previous video, and I hope you have watched it. So now let's talk about different cloud based on service model. If we need to categorize them broadly, we can categorize them as infrastructure as a service, that is like IaaS, or platform as a service, that is PaaS, or software as a service, that is SaaS. Now at this moment you could be like this person. This is Sam. I thought Sam is thinking that he thought we are done with the categorization, so the cloud is now going to be of 3 more categories. So which should I pick? So now let's help Sam and tell that how we can just choose the model. So let me explain it. All that you want is just a VM, that is a virtual machine, and you have all the expertise to install the software on top of it and make it work. Then go for IaaS, that is infrastructure as a model. If you only want a platform or an interface to program, an interface to upload a program and make it run, that is the PaaS, that is the platform as a service. And if all that you want is a finished product hosted in the cloud and be able to access it through the internet, then go for SaaS, that is the software as a service. Here you get a username and password for an application, and you can begin to customize the application based on your needs itself. Alright, let's talk about IaaS in a bit more detail. So IaaS gives basic computing infra. It's based on a pay for what you use model, and some of the cloud providers who are big players are AWS, Azure, and Google. Here the user generally will be the IT admins. In PaaS, the provider gives you a platform or a runtime environment for developing, testing, and managing applications. It's platform ready. You buy the platform, you upload code, and you start working on it. It allows the software developers to deploy applications without running the underlying infrastructure. And as you might have guessed by now, the interested candidates who would be using PaaS, those are the software developers. And in the SaaS, that is the SaaS, everything is managed by the vendor. The hardware or the software, it's managed by the vendor, and we pay for the service, and we pay for it through as pay as you go subscription model. And as it might have the thing could be that the end users are simply end customers itself. Alright, let's put together everything in the same page and compare and contrast the type of service models. In this chart, it explains the difference between the 4 models, starting from on-premises to IaaS, then PaaS, and SaaS. It is a self-explanatory that the resources managed by us are huge in the on-premises and little less in IaaS, further less or reduced in PaaS, and nothing to manage when it comes to SaaS. So let me also explain the different types of cloud services through an example. This, let's say that you are planning to bake one cake yourself. Now let's look at the options you can have. You can make all the ingredients by yourself, be the flour or you can put together and bake the whole thing yourself using your own oven, pan, the needed water and the rest of the things. You get idea, right? Everything is yours, and that's in on-premises. All that you use is owned by you and nothing is managed by the vendor. The other option you can have is buying the ingredients and mix and bake the cake yourself. Now this would be like IaaS. Here the infra is managed by the provider and we get to use it and customize it the way we want it here. The cloud isn't sharing the responsibilities. The other option you still have is on hand is simply pick a phone and order a cake. Now this is a lot simpler than the rest we discussed so far? You know, it's simply picking the phone and ordering the cake and pay for it when it arrives simply. And when it reaches home, you will have to arrange the table, garnish the cake if that's needed, and then enjoy the cake. It's the same way in PaaS. Just get the platform on which you would run your code and upload your code and start running your application. Here, you and the vendor still share the responsibilities. You still have one more option left, and that is simply go out and dine. That is a lot simpler than that. Actually, it does not require so much of efforts from us at all. You buy the fully furnished and garnished cake and pay for it and walk out. No responsibilities on making the cake. It's the same way with the SaaS, that is the SaaS. We buy the finished product and we pay for the finished application itself. Okay, so now after talking about the service model, I am going to talk about the cloud providers and the different types of cloud providers we will be talking in the next video. So stay tuned, subscribe the channel, and see you in the next video where we will be discussing about the cloud providers.